Well, hello, welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I am Tina with Hanging with Frugal Tina. Welcome. And everybody else, welcome back. So I'm gonna get right into it because it's late. It's almost 4 o'clock and I haven't even started dinner yet. So I've been really busy, so I need a quick and easy, and I still wanna be a budget meal. I'm gonna show you how much. I'm not gonna tell you what it costs until maybe the end. I might put it up, but I wanna keep this one a secret just for now. Because you know me, I'm budget conscious, I'm not budget driven. I want to keep it down, but if something calls for extra money, I'm gonna spend it. I don't want to, but I'm gonna. So what are we gonna do today? Like I said, I've been busy all day, so I don't have time to make a long, drawn out whatever from scratch. I am making something from scratch, but it's not long and drawn out. So what are we making? We're going to make, I haven't had this, by the way. I keep cutting myself off. I haven't had this in a really long time. I don't even know if I've ever made it for my kids, because usually I use chicken or something like that. I've never made it like this. I don't think. I'll have to ask the kids when they come down. So what are we making? I keep trying to get there and I keep going the other way. We are making sweet and sour meatballs, y'all, and we're gonna put it over a bed of rice, and we're gonna drizzle down, because you know we're the saucy family. We like that sauce. We're gonna make extra sauce, and we're gonna drizzle it on over. So without further ado, let's get it. Let's go. Let's heat up those pots. Come on. Here are most of the things you're going to need. It looks like a lot, but it's just because it's all bulky. I'm just going to tell you everything you're going to need, and then I will leave the amounts in the description box below. There's only one thing that's not out, and that's tomato paste. I don't think I have any. If I do, it might be a piece in the freezer. If not, we just use some ketchup. So you're going to need peppers. A red one, a green one, a yellow one, doesn't matter. I have 2 pieces of a pepper, and you're gonna need some onions. What you could do, and I might do, because I'm not sure if that pepper is any good, that's in a Ziploc baggie, is use Dollar Tree peppers and onions, $1.25. So you need some peppers and onions. You're gonna need some soy sauce, some breadcrumbs. I only have the plain gluten-free because the other ones always have milk in it. Rice wine vinegar, some pineapple juice and the tidbits, ketchup, cornstarch, chicken bouillon, garlic, both powdered and regular. I'm going to put mine over rice. You might need 1 or 2 eggs depending on what you're using. You're going to need ground meat. I'm using ground turkey. It's looking a little wonky, and here's the reason. I grabbed the wrong one. So I put it back in the freezer. This is the taco one. I don't know how or why I did that, but I did. So I'm going to get another one out, but I put that out there because you can get it for $1.97 or $1.98, whatever it is. You're also going to need some sugar. I think that's everything. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start the rice. The only thing I'm going to do and you could use regular white rice. I just had yellow on hand, so that's what I'm using. The only thing I'm going to do that didn't say is that I toasted the rice before I added to the water. And I used chicken broth versus water, and I did that from the bouillon. So let's get to getting. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the area a little bit. We're going to we're going to clean up the area a little bit, and then we're going to start slicing and dicing. Okay, so I'm just going to slice up this. This is starting to look a little wonky on me. Getting a little wrinkly, so we know it's coming down the end here. So you can make them big, you can make them little, make them whatever size you want. I'm going to make them not big, but not little either. Like, maybe about the size of the tip of my finger. Doesn't really matter. So let's get to slicing and dicing. Okay, so that's all sliced and diced. Mix that together. I'm gonna put that into a bowl, and then we're gonna get on to the onion. Now I need the onion cut 2 ways, and I'll show you that when we get there. Okay, so I'm gonna take half of the, I was gonna say potato, half of the onion, or a little less than half of the onion. And that I'm gonna dice up real small to go into the meatballs. And the other one, I'm gonna chop bigger to go into the meatballs. That's funny. Chop bigger to go into the sauce. So one I'm gonna finely dice, like this. The more slits you put in it, the thinner it is. You could grate it, you could do whatever. I'm gonna slice it almost all the way through here. Once, and then a second time, because that'll make it smaller. Oops. Then I'm gonna cut it real thin right here. As thinly as I can get it. So, you see that? If you could grate it, that would work good, but I don't mind the onion in it, and my kids don't mind the onion in it, but if you have little ones or big ones that do mind, then grate it. Or use onion powder. All right, let me get on to this, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do with the other ones. Okay, when I was done, I just chop, 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 chop right through it, just like that. Okay, the other part of the onion, let's get this out of the way real quick. Put this little container over here. It's going everywhere. Okay, for the bigger onions, probably needed more onion than I have. I'm not even gonna slice it down the middle. I'm just gonna do it this way. And then bigger chunks, like that. Now you can make them bigger or smaller, but I like them a little bit bigger when it's in the sauce. So that's all I'm gonna do. I think that's all we have to do on the countertop. We're gonna be moving over to the stove in just a second. Oh, no, we're not. I'm thinking we gotta cook the meat. We ain't gotta cook it yet. All right, let me get a bowl. Because I don't have Italian breadcrumbs, now you could use plain breadcrumbs if you want, or you could use Italian. I got 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs here. I'm just gonna season it up with a little bit of Italian seasoning. I don't know if you can see me over here. Let me do this. Just some Italian seasoning. It's probably about a half a teaspoon. This is, wait, that was Italian. What was that I was just putting there? Basil or something. Ooh, that door just slammed. And then oregano. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Hold on. And some onion powder, if I can find what I did with my onion powder. So I have the onion, the garlic in there. And I'm just gonna mix that up just like that. You can use just plain breadcrumbs too. But because you would be using beef, I'm using ground turkey. I wanna give it a little something to make it taste. Oh, I forgot. I didn't put it out, but when I'm using turkey in place of beef, what I'll do is I will add a little bit of the W sauce in there. All right, let me get the rest over. All right, so I have the, I was gonna say taco, because I saw that taco on that wrapper. The turkey in there. I'm gonna put 1 egg, because turkey is wet. I'm going to add a couple of splashes of the W sauce, just because it's turkey. I love Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add some of the breadcrumbs. I'm not going to add all of them. It calls for a full cup, but it also says 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of meat. So I'm going to start lightly, maybe about half of it. Going to add some pepper and some salt. A nice big pinch of salt and some of the onions. And we'll start small on the onions until we get it mixed through. That's it. Now I'm going to take these 2 forks. When I'm trying not to make my meat tough, I use the 2 forks. And for a minute I thought it wasn't defrosted. I was like, oh no. Pop that egg. And we're going to give that a big old mixy poo. Try to break the meat up a little bit. All right, let's get to mixing. I'm going to add just a little bit of parsley to it. I have hardly nothing left in there, but feels like it needs it. Okay, I'm going to finish mixing that up, and then we're going to get to making the balls. I'm going to do the mini ones. So this is a cookie scoop or a melon baller. I don't know what it is, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a rounded, just like that. Squeeze it down, come on out. And then I'm just going to roll them and stick them on this mat. I think these need a little bit more breadcrumbs. They're too loose. It used nearly all of that breadcrumb. I could probably throw that in there and it wouldn't make a bit of difference. But, you know, I'm just going to do it. Boop! So I took the whole ½ cup. So you would use Italian seasoning or plain, depending on how you want your meatballs to taste. Okay. Onward, forward, right? I'm just mixing the rest of that in there. I'm using my hand now because we're at the hand portion. All right. So I'm going to use this cookie scoop because I want the small ones. I'll push it in there like that. Take it out. And roll it into a nice meatball. Boom, right there. So I'm going to do however many I get out of this is how many I'm making. Boom. So I was curious if this was equal to a tablespoon. And when I put it in here, it's just under a tablespoon. So that'll give you an idea of how much I'm putting in here. So it's just about a tablespoon size. A little bit over, or the tablespoon is a little bit under what I'm doing. Onward, forward. Oh, here we go. I got a bearded dragon at my feet again. My hands were dirty, I'd show you. All right, that made exactly the same as the last time I made meatballs. I think I'm on a meatball kick this month. That was 30 meatballs. I got a little bit of scraps over here that I might make a meatball or 2 out of it, but that's it. Right there. All right, let me wash my hands and we're gonna move on over to the frying pan. Okay, I put a little bit of oil in the pan. Gonna heat that up and we're just gonna brown the meatballs. We're gonna cook them until they're done. All of them. My rice over here is already done and waiting, so we are really coming down the end here, guys. Let me get that to temp. Okay, so I'm just gonna start dropping them down in the oil there. You could use vegetable oil, whatever oil you want to cook it in. You could cook it in butter if you want. You could cook it in a non-stick pan that doesn't need to have butter or anything in it. We're just going to let these sit here and brown up real quick. And because I'm using turkey, it cooks a whole lot faster than beef. Let's give that a couple of minutes. Alrighty, that's the last of it, all done. Let me get them out of the pan and we're going to start making the sauce and we're going to be eating. Well, lucky me. I went rooting around in my freezer and found some tomato paste. Okay, to the pan. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. Now we're going to cook the onion and the peppers. Okay, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I always turn it up high and then turn it down. So I'm going to add the onions, the peppers, and we're just going to soften these down just a little bit. And when they soften up a little bit, then we're going to add the garlic. Just give that a minute to do its thing. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of garlic. I don't really know how much, 2 heaping spoons. That's a guess on my part. As soon as we get that fragrant, we're going to start adding everything else. Okay, I smell it, so it's time to start adding the other things. I'm going to turn this off for just a moment. How much ketchup? To this bowl, I didn't want to move everything, so to this bowl, I'm going to add 1/3 cup of ketchup. Now, I may go back and double this because we like a lot of sauce, but I'm going to make a single batch first just to see how much it makes. 3 tablespoons rice wine vinegar. A cup of pineapple juice. That was the whole can. Here's 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. I'm just going to mix some of the chicken broth with it. Real quick, I'm going to put a lid on it and mix it. A tablespoon of tomato paste. I let that sit for a second. Add that to it. Whoops. 1/3 cup brown sugar. You'll see a little bit of white in there. I was running out, so I had to add a little bit of white sugar in there. I don't know why I took out white sugar when I was showing you everything we needed. Brown sugar. And last but not least, a cup of chicken stock. All right, I'm going to bring that back over here. And then we're going to finish up cooking these. Okay, take that out. Everybody in the pool. Everybody in the pool. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to get a nice little simmer on it, and we're going to throw the meatballs back in, and there you go. So let me bring this to a nice little simmer. Okay, she's thickening up. I did a half a batch extra in there. That's why it looks like there's more. Because we really do like the sauce. Especially me. I love the sauce. So we're just going to let this go. It's almost completely thickened. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the meatballs back in. I'm afraid they're going to... Turn that down just a little bit. Some of these meatballs got a little brown, but that's all right. Nobody will know. They'll be underneath the gravy. That was the first batch I did. Had the pan up a little bit too high and walked away. The rest of them look fine though. There we go. We're gonna let these soak up all that yummy goodness. And that's it. It is done. The rice is done. My concern is that I don't have enough rice because there's how many's eating? 6 of us tonight. So if there's not enough rice, I have some leftover mashed potatoes in the refrigerator. I'll just break that out. All right, let's give this a minute and I'll be right back. That is ready to be plated up. So I'm gonna meet you at the table after I meet you at the plate. Oh my goodness. I can't stand it. It looks so good. I may not dress it up pretty, but it is yummy. I know it's gonna be yummy. I can see it. All right, well there you go. I'm gonna meet you at the table. If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. We're at the table. I got this giant, massive plate. Little rinky dink over here. I'm just gonna go in. I might get some of this meatballs, some of those peppers, onions, and just this yellow Spanish rice that was in a bag. The only thing I did something to was really the meatballs. Ready? Let's go. Mmm.
That's really good.
That's yummy. That's yummy as all get out. I like it with this rice too. I would eat just this sauce and the rice.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. That's really good. I can't even stop eating it. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let me get everybody else fed. I have to get Yaya, Tyler. Who's here? Yaya, Tyler, Aiden, and Trey Baby. They're all here. So I'll see you at the wrap up. Bye-bye. Well, dinner's over. How do we do? Bam! That's all that's left. I forgot to tell you guys something. When I turned the camera off and I was mixing things in, I forgot. I accidentally added the pineapples without telling you guys when to do that. So when it's all done and you're mixing the meatballs in, you add your pineapples. It totally slipped my mind, and I just was sitting there eating and I realized I didn't record me doing that. So onward, forward. Let's find out what the kids thought about dinner. Eric, what did you think about dinner?
It was amazing.
Aiden, what did you think about dinner?
It was delicious.
Yaya, what did you think about dinner?
It was delicious, sweet, and savory.
Wow, that was a mouthful. Delicious, sweet, and savory. Tyler, what did you think about dinner?
I loved it very much.
Okay, I gotta go downstairs because my Trey Baby ran downstairs to find out what he thought about dinner. Trey Baby, what did you think about dinner?
I really like the meatballs and the rice combination.
Aw, thank you. So there you have it. I hope you try it. I think you'll like it. Leave me a comment either way. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. You know what to do. See you later. Bye.